Oh, honey, I am so not threatened by you. My man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. You're just mad because I have a Chad. And last time I checked, you don't have a man. So, looks like you're the one that's panini pressed. Call a spade, honey. Keep making content. So, ask yourself, and I'm talking to you, Nina. I'm talking to you, Morbid. I'm talking to Ash Too Trippy. I'm talking to Conspiracy. I'm talking to every single creator that has ever made Gypsy content. Ask yourselves, do you really believe the stuff that y'all put out? Is it worth the temporary monetary gain that y'all get? Because to me, I know what's going on in my life. And there's nobody that I would be that concerned about to constantly keep making things up. Like, I don't get it. I don't. There's nobody in this world that I'm that concerned over. I got enough going on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm sure a lot of you by now have noticed that Gypsy Rose Blanchard has gotten the cosmetology industry up in a tizzy because she went into Salon Centric to buy products that are only available to licensed cosmetologists. This did not go well after she posted an almost hour-long video going over how she was doing her own DIY bleach and tone, while many people were like, honestly, who cares? It's just hair dye. But there were a lot of them that were very upset given the fact that they went to school, it cost a lot of money, they put a lot of effort into getting this license, and it essentially puts the whole entire Salon-Centric store company business at risk of those brands being pulled from the shelves.
Gypsy Rose got to shop in a Salon Centric, but me, as a 19-year licensed hairstylist, went into our local Salon Centric a couple weeks ago, had a buggy full of supplies that I needed for the week to run my business, and their systems were down, the app wasn't working, and I could not purchase my supplies. Let's talk about it. So I go—
It's a lot more than just damn hair care, Gypsy. Someone is losing their job over this. And yes, if the employee was in the wrong, rightfully so. I get it. Yes, I want Salon Centric to look into this matter and figure out what happened.
Now, honestly, yeah, it's not that big of a deal when you're just looking at it face value, but it is the principle of the thing, and that is something that Gypsy Rose has always struggled with. It's the principle of the behavior and the actions, and in response, Gypsy actually made, again, a very, very long video about bullying and how it's not okay to bully other people. So I think now would be a good time to go back and look at how Gypsy has bullied other people like Ryan, or people that she was in prison with, Nadatha, other content creators, all of that. I think it's a good reminder that Gypsy just does not take accountability whatsoever for her actions. In fact, she says that she never makes fun of anybody's looks or body whatsoever. She's never done that. But was it just a few weeks ago that she was reposting videos about a creator named Nina and basically insinuating that she was using Photoshop on her videos, making fun of her? She also created an AI video of Nina acting as if it was Nina saying it, saying that she has no credibility whatsoever, she shouldn't be believed, and that Gypsy is always right and the show will always prove her right, and that Nina is essentially a liar. But that's not online bullying, is it?
And make videos because I only get views when I post about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, knowing that everything I say is false information. And when her show airs, all my claims get proven wrong, and
through my life, yes, she taught me how to be a good liar. A very good liar without any conscience. It's not okay to make fun of people, guys. It's not funny. You wouldn't want it being done to you, so why do you do it to me?
taken from you.
Exactly. Because like if they're pissed off, they're like, oh, she's making money off the crime. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about the crime. I'm not even talking about my mom. I'm not even talking about you know who, Voldemort. I'm even talking about you know who, Voldemort.
Morbid, I'll call you king when you go live. Turn your camera on and change a light bulb. Fat.
Oh no! Don't say that. No, don't say that.
Girl,
Girl.
how many damn times have I said don't be saying that shit?
I'm putting
I was interested in blondes. I'm not blonde, I'm a brunette. So I'd go in the shower, take fingernail clippers, and just cut my hair off. Trying to do everything I can to get his attention again.
Gypsy doxed your ex. Any truth to that, or do you know anything about that?
I don't think there's any truth behind that. No.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen it happen, so no.
Broke up with his girlfriend.
It's a mutual separation, but yes.
Because I feel like no one is ever going to love him as much as I loved him at that time.
Messages are in fact from Gypsy Rose Blanchard. The reason it wasn't showing her blue check mark was because her username was too long. So because she blocked me, it now says account not found, and then it shows the blue check mark. And as you can see, these are the same exact messages. I'm going to show you a screen recording of me going from this message, switching on a burner account, and copying pasting her username to show you that it is in fact Gypsy. Also said in that video that she not only messaged me, but she also messaged H8rs. So the second half of that video are the messages that she sent to her. You can also see her username right here, gypsyblanchard.tiktok. Just go to TikTok and type that in. She does the dot on all of her social media platforms. So for YouTube, it's gypsyblanchard.youtube. I wouldn't make up that she sent me messages. So here, I saw Ryan Lee's video on this, and she said she had over 150 of these bot accounts. I went to my filtered comments because I didn't think to do that before. So I have over 220 filtered comments saying this exact same thing. It just goes on and on. Nina is coming for you. Katie Joy is. Nina is accusing you of some things. Blah, 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 blah. This is absolutely wild. Now, on Ryan's videos, they were commenting saying that Fancy was doing all of these things to Ryan. But with me, it seems to be Katie Joy and Nina that they're targeting in my comments. So when you look into this a little further, if you go and search online, if you can pay for accounts to comment on your videos, you in fact can. There's several different websites where you can do this. I'm sure Gypsy is doing this through her PR team, allegedly and in my opinion, or doing it herself. So just as an example, my video had over 220 comments. Either went for like 250 or 300. Here's how much they cost through this site. And then this is another one I looked up. This one you can buy 250 comments for $24.99 on sale, 500 for $34.99 on sale. All of my years of being a content creator, covering true crime, covering news, celebrity gossip, things like that, I have never seen someone go this far to attempt to silence people and pit other creators against each other. I saw Gypsy Rose Blanchard filed a false copyright claim against my YouTube channel, thus resulting in my channel getting a strike. I know some of you may already know this by now. I also posted a video going over this on my YT channel, but the most insane part of all of this is that in order for me to appeal this strike, I have to provide Gypsy Rose Blanchard with all of my personal information, my first and last name, my address, my phone number, all of it, because YouTube does not have the ability to uphold a copyright claim. So if I want to appeal it, then Gypsy would have like 7 to 10 business days to file a lawsuit and take me to court. So they need that personal information in case that happens, which is absolutely insane. Why are we allowing this? I could see people doing this just to try to gain personal information about people. Also, very strange that it only happened to me and Nina when there are much more and much larger YouTube channels that have posted content of Gypsy's, yet only me and Nina got copyright strikes. We also had Gypsy's friend, Bree, on a live stream discussing the copyright claims, in which she says that mine is in fact a false copyright claim and falls under fair use, in which we have Gypsy in the comments saying that her PR team, because she's saying her PR team did it and not her, that they are not going to contest the appeals and they're just going to let the time run out, thus resulting in our videos going back up on YouTube. So if that's the case, and you're not going to uphold the copyright strike, why should I have to give you my personal information? Because that's making it seem to me that that's what you want. Why can't you just go into your YouTube channel, which you can do, and retract the copyright claim? Why do I have to submit an appeal and give you all of my information? It's just not making sense to me. If you want to see the full video I did going over my copyright claim, what video it was, and all the other details, it's on my YT channel if you want to go check it out.
Oh, they in fact went and harassed Ivory Rose Grows. So I would suggest going to her page. I'll take her down below. But the short of it is that they didn't go to her residence. They went to her father's residence. And her father has a heart condition. So when the cops came, they had asked if Lifetime can film it. And her father declined. The officer gave him the card and said that she needed to speak with his daughter. And considering that she's not underage, the officer shouldn't have told her dad anything that was going on, but in fact told her like that she was in trouble for stalking and all of this crazy stuff. Go watch her videos. She has like a timeline of videos and I think a playlist. She also has a OYT channel where everything is kind of broken down, but this was huge at the time. And they asked to film it. They wanted to film it. And like I said, this wasn't her place of residence, this was her father's. So they didn't even speak with her until she was trying to contact the sheriff that actually had went over there. And to my understanding, I may be wrong on this, but to my understanding, she actually did end up speaking with them, and they just like told her like not to do it.
Bree and Gypsy lied to parole to cover up about the job that they went by. They drove by my job and tried to use the old job to cover it up. Well, here
I appreciate you and everyone else sending me information on what I should do as far as this threat from or about Gypsy Rose. Again, I do not know if Gypsy Rose put this person up to this phone call. I have no idea, but I have found out who this person is, where they live, what their name is, what their age is, and if they do call back, there will be charges pressed against them.
See, Gypsy's entire life has always been built around, you can't do that, but I can. You're held to this set of standards. I can follow my own rules, and when I do it, it's really not that big of a deal. Ken was seen basically siding with her and posting online saying that it's okay, it's blown out of proportion, you guys are all basically stupid and overreacting.
Found this local bake shop we're gonna go to. And I'm just praying to God you don't have to have like a baker's license to shop there. Hopefully we can just get in and out.
And I'm not a cosmetologist, so, you know, I don't really have a pull one way or another. But if they're upset about it, what makes it okay for you to go out of your way and say that they're being over dramatic whenever there's somebody that has put in the effort, put in the time into going in there and going through these courses, learning all of this stuff, and that store is a benefit to them that allows them to go and purchase these products.
Some of y'all really don't understand the magnitude of Gypsy Rose doing what she did. It goes way beyond hairdressers being mad. What many people do not understand is by Gypsy Rose filming all of that, getting the woman's information on the screen. So like everyone knows it was in Metairie, everyone knows what cashier it was, and she said that she lets people do that all the time. Salon Centric now has legal implications
on some things that has been going on with Gypsy and Ken recently, one of which includes Gypsy and Ken going on a video chat website called OmeTV. I don't know if you guys have heard about this website before. I'm not familiar with it, but a lot of people are saying that although it's not technically built for minors, that's where a lot of minors go. And I have to say, yeah, probably. If you've ever heard of the site Chat Roulette or Chat Relay, things like that, that is something whenever I was in middle school, that's where a lot of girls would go and they would be like web chatting to a lot of people. There would be a lot of dirty things on there. You never know what you're really going to see on those type of sites. And yeah, it's very well known that kids and teens go onto those random chat rooms and they do things like that. So there's not really a valid reason for Gypsy and Ken to be on there. I've seen rumors and speculation about them looking for a third partner or something strange like that. I don't really know how much of that is to be believed, but I think it's very bizarre that they're on there anyway. Why are these two grown adults over 30 years old with a baby on these random video chat sites where there's a lot of young people on there? Like, what are they looking to say? She's a public figure. There is no reason whatsoever for Gypsy to be on these sites at all. So it's really not making any sense to me. And a lot of things have been happening recently. There have been the jail calls uploaded, and it seems like every time something new is coming out, Gypsy's doing something in order to distract people away from something else. I think Gypsy is somebody that will, again, I've said it a million times, she will never take accountability because she cannot see the things that she does as wrong. There will always be another excuse. There will always be a reason why she was right for how she acted in whatever situation. Nothing will ever make Gypsy become somebody that is morally a good person, that actually tries to make good decisions based on what is actually right and what is wrong. And people really need to see that. I know some of her fans have slowly started to step back and be like, hey, I supported you, but watching how you've behaved after you've been out of prison is too much for me. But this is not something that is going to change. And especially with as many people that are pretty much saying, hey, it's okay, you get a free pass because of the life that you've endured, even though we know that's not true. Still, she is not going to ever change. She's got people enabling her right and left. So it is what it is. That's who she is. That's what makes up her personality. She is somebody that cannot be trusted. She said it herself. She is the greatest liar. Her mom taught her to be a very, very good liar. Gypsy decided it was going to be okay to film it, post it, and then put all the blame on the employee, and even went to ChatGPT because according to her, it's unbiased, to show everybody that she's not in the wrong for anything that she did. Whenever the Salon Centric employee, according to her, told her that she really typically would not be allowed to shop. But there's never any accountability with somebody that is like Gypsy. And sooner or later, it's going to not just be the cosmetologist. She's going to find a way to piss off every single industry known to man because that's who she is. And she just doesn't care about anybody but herself. And I think a lot of the time when I'm watching her videos in her new family vlog, I think it's just rage bait at this point. She's shown her baby not buckled in her seatbelt like 3 times now. I feel like it just has to be rage bait at this point in order to stay relevant or to somehow maintain this victim status so she can make her hour-long video on being bullied or whatever. When people are not bullying her, they're giving their opinions. Well, okay, I take that back. Some people do take it a little far with like drawings or animations or certain things like that, but a good majority of people don't do that. And it's not anything to do with her looks or anything like that. It's about her personality, her behaviors, and the lack of accountability that she has whenever she does something deliberately wrong. Like, we can't just forget that she quite literally doxed Ryan Anderson, released his messages multiple times, almost got him fired, released private medical information about him that he did not want out into the public because, again, it could affect his job. But she wants to sit there and talk about kids on the internet like that's relevant to anything whatsoever. How does that even make any sense? It doesn't. She's just pulling things out of thin air. She does this every single time. Anytime she's caught doing something wrong, she's gonna loop around and be like, but we shouldn't be bullying for the sake of the children. She did this when she was getting into it with Ryan Anderson prior, when she was making that video on TikTok Live about he stole my husband. She was like, I just wanted him to see my daughter as a person, when it had nothing to do with the baby whatsoever. At that point, she was using her baby as a pawn, and now she's using the whole child and teen population to essentially shield her from any backlash that she's receiving. And she's receiving it rightfully so because she messed up. It has nothing to do with children on the internet whatsoever. It's almost like comical to me. And when she's apologizing, she's saying, but that doesn't make it an apology. If you're going to bring some sort of excuse to the apology, it automatically makes it null and void. You take responsibility of what you've done or what you said that has harmed or offended other people, and just deal with it. That's how you have to do it. You don't get to say, well, yeah, but it was actually not really my fault. I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not an apology, and that is not taking accountability whatsoever. Going to ChatGPT and being like, am I actually wrong? After everybody knows how algorithms work and how these things learn, it's of course gonna say she's not wrong. That's how it works. I could literally do the same thing and train my ChatGPT to tell me I'm never wrong about anything either. But the fact that she had to go and ask an AI program whether she's right or wrong just shows you how she has no moral compass whatsoever. And she said that even in her anti-bully video. She sits there and talks about how she didn't have a strong moral compass of course, blaming her mom. She's essentially enticing people to call her better names other than a murderer. You can see it still bothers her because she doesn't view herself as a murderer. And that's crazy to me that that's the worst thing that she can think of that people have called her. But, you know, in her mind, she is not somebody that has committed a crime that resulted in the life of her mother being ended. And I've heard rumors about Gypsy's show being canceled, so of course that makes sense why she's now on YouTube trying to profit off that. And apparently she was kicked off of the TikTok creators program as well. Whether that's true permanently or not, it doesn't matter. But at this point, I think Gypsy is either going to have to read the room and figure out that the audience is not going to play to this anymore, this behavior that she's doing, and that people aren't so easily convinced just because she says it. We're looking at past behaviors, we're looking at repeated behaviors, and it's a cycle that has not stopped whatsoever. And then you've got Ken in the corner running his mouth, acting like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. It's like he feels obligated to make excuses for her. I don't know if it's because he wants to like maintain this idea in his head that she would never do anything like that. And we've heard him say that in the past, that that's not who she is. She would never purposely hurt somebody. Clearly that's not correct, obviously. And I know if he watched the show back, even this last season that she was on, it's very clear that she does intentionally hurt people. He says that she retaliates. So I don't know if he's trying to like keep it together in his head so he doesn't want to leave her. I don't get it, but making excuses for her and calling everybody else in the world crazy, it's not helpful for your future if you have any intention of going forward in the public, because that's what you're doing. You're putting yourself out in the public, so you have a little bit of a responsibility to do things a certain way. Have accountability, do the things that are right.
Have that strong moral compass instilled in me by a parent. So I think the things that I want to teach my daughter is to 100% always do what's right. Do what's right even though you might face repercussions. The right thing is not always easy. The right thing sometimes requires you to admit that you're wrong, face backlash. The easy route is easy for a reason. So doing things the hard way may be difficult in the moment, but it pays off in the long run, and you earn respect that way. So those are some morals that I want to teach my daughter to bring her up to be a much better person than I am.
But I want to know what you guys think about these recent situations, them being on the chat room, the Salon Centric drama. Do you think her videos are rage bait to get people talking about her? Let me know down in the comments. What do you think about the whole anti-bullying and save the children type of nonsense that she's been spouting off recently? Put it down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button if you have not already. I will see you guys later.